Oh, happy day. Mama jollof rice. Right up
In the first video, I talked about developing your intra-personal skill, or what some persons refer to as personal skill. This time around, I want to talk about developing your interpersonal skills. When we talk about interpersonal skills, talking about your ability to relate with other people. The truth is that the campus world seems to be a kind of a secluded world. You're removed from a lot of things. We know the level of distraction there is also high, but it's not comparable to what you're going to meet out there. So when we talk about interpersonal skill, I'm asking the question, how well have you developed your communication skill? How well can you communicate your ideas to people around you? How well can you communicate your thoughts to people around you? Is this something you've developed? If not, it's something you need to start working on. The next interpersonal skill I want to talk about is your ability to resolve conflict. A lot of us employ the method of avoidance. We avoid conflict, but the truth is that you are going into a world where conflict is like the modus operandi on the normal day, whether you are looking for it or not. So how well have you prepared yourself? How well have you prepared yourself in resolving conflict and facing issues directly without trying to run away? How well have you developed your problem-solving skill? What will make you stand out in a team is your ability to solve problems and to solve them very efficiently and very quickly. How well have you developed those skills? How well have you mastered the art of working with people from different cultural backgrounds? Now, there are other interpersonal skills you need to learn, but these ones I'm mentioning are just the ones that are basic, like the one you see day to day. How well have you learned the skills? Please, as you celebrate your final year week, think on these things. How well have I developed my interpersonal skills? And I talked about communication, talked about conflict resolution, I talked about coexisting with people of different cultural background, and there are many other interpersonal skills you can learn. Listening empathically to people and a lot of others. How well have you developed your interpersonal skill? And how well have you developed your economic skill? Have you learned the arts and act of making money? I'm not just saying have you learned tailor, or do you do crypto, or do you do buying and selling. It's not necessarily about that, but all those are involved. But do you have anything that you can fall back to if push comes to shove? Because the truth is this, you must gather economic skill. You must learn the art of making money in whatever little way you can. And for those of us who have the intention of working, that's very good. But in case the work does not come, do you have any skill you can bank on for the meantime? For those of you who are, you are led to go into ministry, by the time you are done with your school, what are you doing next? Are you going to join the school of ministry? Are you going to a theology college? And if you are doing that, how do you intend funding it? So, how much of your economic skill have you gathered? The next thing I want to talk about is how much of your social skill have you gathered? A lot of us, you are only buoyant when you are within a certain class of people. For instance, not to be picky on any particular person or set of people, you can only flow with people who are bad mouthers or people who talk vulgar words. You don't know how to coexist amongst people who talk calmly, people who talk objectively. And probably you also, you are only acclimatized to people who every day the only thing they are talking is Bible, prayer. It is good. It is very, very good. At least it shows that you have mastered your spiritual skills, to put it that way, on spiritual convictions. But you need to also learn how to relate with people normally, on normal social terms, just normal. Is a skill you must learn, sincerely. Is a skill you must learn. Christian brother, Christian sister, You must learn how to socially relate with people on the normal day while your conviction is still in place. See, your ability to relate socially, and as I talked about communication also and being assertive, it gives you how do I put this word now? It helps you to communicate your do's and don'ts. And everybody in your social circle, be they Christians, Muslims, pagans, atheists, they know what you stand for and they respect you for it. So please, it's a skill you have to get. It doesn't just fall on you. It's a skill you have to learn. It's a skill you have to master. And lastly, I want to talk about basic intrinsic survival skills and instinct. As you mark this week, please check yourself. How much survival instinct have you gathered? In a lot of us, we are so naive, like if it's naive or naive, whichever way the word is being pronounced. You are so naive that you fall for anything. You are not street smart, you are not anything smart, you are just existing. Please, in the current world we are in, you don't exist like that. There are certain intrinsic survival instincts you should have gathered by the virtue of being in the university. Even if you don't get to experience some of those things yourself, you have people you talk on a daily basis. You should be able to gather some of these very important skills. Everything I'm just saying here is just to see how I can whet your appetite and desire to want to know a little more on these matters. Please, this is very, 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 very important. And also, let me say in closing, I believe also that for some of you, I know you marry immediately after you graduate. For some of you, you would serve before you marry. Some of us, you serve and work and work and work and work. Marriage is not on your priority. That's very good. But it's also very important you start thinking about it now. Please. I'm saying think about it now. I'm not saying you should go and look for one girl and go and tell her you marry her because you're in final year so that you can tie and keep for yourself. No. Can you start gathering the requisite knowledge you need? Or can you check yourself? For some of you girls that want to marry now, you know that marriage you want to go into would totally finish you. It will bring you down to zero. For some of you, the relationship you are in right now, you know is a death trap, but you just want to hold on to it so that it will not be that after you left final year, there is no guy that you are taking home. So in case you are under pressure to bring man home after your final year, please advise yourself appropriately. Who knows, your husband might even still be in 400 level. For those of us who are doing 5 years courses, and for those of us doing 3 years courses, your husband might be in 300 level. So please, don't say because you are in final year you must be engaged before you leave school. Marriage is not something you jump into because you are pressured to jump into it. It's not something you get into because you feel it is time. It's not by feeling, so that the stark reality don't open your eyes. But I believe with some of these tips I've shared with us, you can go back on your own, try to evaluate yourself. How many of these skills do you have? How many more do you need? There are lots of platforms online you can get free courses. Coursera is there, at least Coursera is one I've been working with for a while now. So go to some of this site, get some of these informations, and also learn some soft skills also. Go online, learn those things, because when the chips are down and the tire hits the ground, or the rubber hits the ground, sincerely by then, you might be so confused and shocked by the realities that you might not know what to do next. But now that you have a week to reflect, why not make a viable plan that will help you after now to develop some of those areas where you are lacking at, so that when you graduate, you no go say school na scam. School no be scam. So make you no try scam school. Thank you.